Hey guys, Prowl1701 here, and today I'm doing a re-review of my Crimson Reaper. Because this is an interesting one for me, because it really is the kind of oddball of my collection, in the sense that of all the sabers that I still have, it's the one I think I'm surprised that I still have. Because this is one of those that I've thought, every now and then, well, I could sell that one. And then I never do. There's something about this one, because as my saber collecting habits have evolved and changed since I started the hobby, I've noticed I've gotten more particular about the sabers I like to keep in my collection. I've thinned my collection down to where I have probably a dozen sabers or so, or just over. But definitely not all the ones that I've bought or won in raffles. Just because my saber tastes are very particular and picky. And this is one of those. It really is one that sometimes I'm like, I could sell this one, get a little money, use it, get another one. And I never do. There's just something about it. It really is a beautiful looking saber, very detailed. You can see I love the line work right here. That kind of traces around it like that. That looks really good. I like that. And of course it has a slanted emitter. And if y'all are familiar with my channel, you know I'm a sucker for a, slanted emitter. I like a curved emitter or a slanted emitter like that. The Ultrasabers Prophecy, which is my favorite Ultrasabers saber, has a slanted emitter like that. So I'm a big fan of that. Not only do I get one here, but I get one on the pommel as well. So that's pretty nifty. It is a great looking saber. We have these little gaps right here where the light from the blade shines through. You can actually take these screws off right here, and this part here, this emitter piece right here will slide off. There's another piece under there. You can unscrew this part right here and take this piece off. And I just actually found this out like last year or the year before, right here, where this breaks right here, and this can unscrew, and there's a bunch of wires there, which is, I didn't know that could do that for the longest time. And then of course the pommel can unscrew. The pommel is MHS compatible with their modular hilt system, so you can put a different pommel on there if you want, get a different look. Let's zoom you back out a little bit. Now, this saber, one of the reasons I like it is it's very customizable just with its own parts. Like this sleeve here can slide over and sit about right here. And then it comes with two claws. A claw that goes in these holes right here. So you have a couple screws. So you can screw it in and have a claw right there. And then it also has a claw that screws in on this end right there. I could actually put them on there, but that's in my original review. You can watch that if you want to see that. And it takes so much time to do. My original review was like 20 minutes long, and that's back when I still had my cameraman, and he did not really like his cameraman duties. And after that 20-minute review, he was very ready to kill me. He was most unhappy that it ran that long. He was ready to do very violent things to me. And one of the reasons it ran so long was doing all of that. Man, I prefer it like this anyway. This is the way I like to keep it. I don't like the claws. I don't like the hand grip. I think it looks fine just like this. The line work, the silver line work on it, is really nice. You have a cover tape wheel that comes standard with it. And the crimson and the silver go really well together. I have an AV switch on there. This is an illuminated AV switch. It has a silver color. The color of the blade is actually in dark violet amethyst, but they didn't offer a violet switch at the time, and I don't know if they do now or not. They didn't at the time, so I went with the silver one to kind of match the line work. Since they seem to have, a crimson and silver motif going on here, I figured the silver AV switch would match that really well. And you can see the dark violet amethyst light coming through right here. That looks really, really good, and actually goes through there. And of course the tip of the blade is always a little darker. It's not quite as dark as it looks on the camera, but close to it. This is a standard blade. With an ultra edge blade, The light illuminates different. It illuminates fully throughout the entire width of the blade, whereas here there's a little more of a core effect. You can kind of see the walls are lit slightly different than the rest of the saber. And I much prefer that effect with purple, because if you have a purple saber with an ultra edge blade, it just looks like a black light, and that doesn't do much for me. But with this standard blade, it looks really, really good. This one I actually have the Flash on Clash on, which is rare for me. I usually don't get Flash on Clash, but I did pick it up for this one. And Flash on Clash is where when it clashes, it makes an alternate blade color. And the color it flashes is the Adigan Silver. Again, keeping with the red and silver motif. There we have going. Which is great, because when you press this switch, it goes into the saber lockup mode. And when that happens, when you have Flash on Clash, the blade alternates between its primary color and its Flash on Clash color. And you're welcome for the seizure I just gave you. This has the V3 soundboard. Sound comes out right here. The V3 soundboard at the time the saber was purchased was their standard soundboard, but it only held one sound font at a time. You would have to actually hook it up to a computer, which can be done, and manually change the sound font on your computer. They do offer a V4 soundboard now that costs a little more, but is worth the upgrade, because it can actually hold, I believe, up to 8 sound fonts that you can just rotate between on the activation switch, and that's a much better deal. And of course your batteries are kept right here. You just unscrew your pommel. Yeah, this one, my soundboard tends to be unstuck here, and you don't want to pull it out much further than that. You don't want to damage your wires. These are lithium-ion rechargeable batteries, so you recharge them in your charger, which you can get with the saber. Make sure you do that. Pop them back in after it's charged. Just pop them back in there. Screw that back in. That's going in so much better than the graphics re-review did. And you're good to go. Yeah, I really like it. The crimson, I cannot stress how good that crimson looks. I mean, it looks good on camera, but it also looks really good in person. That red, and I think that's one of the reasons I've never sold this saber, even though, like I said, it's kind of the oddball of my collection. Is that red looks so good. Like, I've never had an urge for the regular Reaper, and I don't really think I need the Azure Reaper, although that looks good as well. But this crimson looks so good. I really love that line detail work right there. I cannot stress how much I absolutely love that. And that looks really good. It has a really unique look to it. Let's go ahead and switch and see if we can get a little bit here. There we go. I can show off some of my other stuff I like to collect. Got a bunch of my Transformers stuff here. DVDs, video games, Doctor Who stuff, Inuyasha, Thundercats, and He-Man. Another reason I like this saber is that it's oddly really comfortable. I guess maybe because it's pretty much all the same width. It doesn't have any, dips or neck pieces. It's pretty much all the same width, so it's easy to pick a spot to grab. It's not hard to find a place where your hands are comfortable. If you prefer here, it's got a lot of options when it comes to gripping this saber comfortably. Plus the CoverTech wheels on the right side, so it's not in the way of my left hand. I hate when they put CoverTech's wheels on the left side. Help me. But it's also probably one of the most comfortable sabers I still own. It's really, really nice. And that's just an added bonus. But honestly, probably another one of the reasons I still have this saber. We actually do duel with this saber. Most of the time, if you see a purple saber in one of our dueling videos, it's this one. I think it's the only purple bladed saber I still have. It's this one. Eric likes to use it. I think Fee liked to use it. I like to use it. I know I'm using it in one video when I'm dueling with Eric. It's really comfortable. I'm still paranoid about hitting that light right there. It's gonna happen. It's gonna happen. And it's gonna make a great blooper outtake. The cussing part of me after I hit it's gonna also make a good blooper outtake. It really is comfortable to use. That really is. I forgot just how comfortable that thing is. just don't have enough room to work with. Show you with the light on. Again, this is dark violet amethyst, not their standard amethyst color. I still have the TV on. So it is a little darker than their regular violet amethyst, but I do like the fact that dark violet amethyst you can buy just straight from their menu when ordering their saber. Now, it used to be kind of a hidden color that only forum members knew about, but I like the fact you can just order it straight from their menu, because I do prefer it over the regular violet amethyst. It's a nice shade of purple. That looks really good. That looks really, really good. And it's pretty bright. It illuminates really well. It's not a tri setup. They don't offer, I believe, a tri setup for the dark violet amethyst, since dark violet amethyst is a color made mixing two different LEDs. Dark violet amethyst, because of that, does vary from saber to saber. So if you order 3 dark violet amethyst sabers, they could be slightly different shades of purple. I mean, I've owned a couple of them, because I also had an Eon in dark violet amethyst, and it was a darker purple than this. Still look good, but results will vary. Let's give everybody a seizure again. Yes! There we go. But yeah, like I said, this one's always been that one that strikes me as, I still have that saber. Of all the sabers I own at this point, there's not really any of them I want to sell. I've got my collection quite about where I want it. I still have new sabers I want to get. There's nothing I want to get rid of. But this was always the one that I kind of figured I'd sell eventually, and I never do. It's just, I don't know. It doesn't fit in with my collection at all. But I refuse to get rid of it. I found a look that I like for it. It's comfortable to hold. Crimson Reaper, great saber. Anyway, I again reached 1,000 subscribers recently. Thank y'all for all of that. I appreciate everybody sticking with the channel. I know I don't get videos out quite like I used to. I have so many other hobbies. I plan on doing more with the channel besides just lightsaber reviews. Lately, I've had some actual Star Wars discussions up. I plan on doing more of those. I really want to do a video series on the prequels, each movie, because I actually really do enjoy the Star Wars prequels, and looking at each one of those and kind of discussing why I like those movies and why I think they succeed where the prequel movies fail, at least as a whole. And just other discussions and things about Star Wars that I'd like to talk about. If you haven't, check out my other channel. I have a second channel I do now called Another Sci-Fi Guy, where I look at other science fiction related stuff, which mostly is Doctor Who, but I'm going to expand that out and get some other stuff in there. I've been meaning to get a video up where I rank the Star Trek movies. And most importantly, thank you for taking the time to watch. I really appreciate that. Have a good day.